This should be fun. A video on the Uan, if I pronounce that correctly, PK1 earbuds. Now, a couple of weeks ago I did the PK2 earbuds, and the first thing I want to show you is the sound. This is the sound of the PK2 upside down, which is a EQ graph. So, in other words, the huge boost I did in the bass here of 12 decibels, pretty wide boost, means that the bass is essentially non-existent in the real low bass, and mid bass is very, very light. Towards the upper end here, you see we have some peaks in the treble. Now the main peak here is about I guess about 11 decibels, around 5 kilohertz, just shy of 5 kilohertz, and probably about 6 decibels up here around 9 kilohertz. That's actually very, very common to have a peak at 9 kilohertz. Now, some of this may not be entirely accurate because it's an earbud, and earbuds are a little more sensitive to, I don't know, inaccuracies for me as far as judging the sound. It should be less so than IEM, because with IEMs the thing has to actually get into your ear canal, and it, the amount of contact pressure you have with that ear tip in your ear canal is going to determine how much bass you get and how well that balances the rest of the sound range. But since these little earbuds sit in the outer part of your ear, by all rights, it shouldn't make that much difference from person to person, but they do tend to show up awfully bright for me, so I don't know. Anyway, here's that was the look at the PK2. Since this one that we're doing right now is the PK1, we can see that the PK1 is essentially the same in the bass. However, this time I've got a minus 14, but minus 16, 15 to 16 decibels reduction here around 5 kilohertz. So that's a real zinger there. That's a lot of emphasis around 5 kilohertz. And you're going to hear that. And I got about 12 down here at 9 kilohertz. So it's brighter. Comparing the two side by side, the PK1 is a lot brighter than PK2, and they're both pretty bright. So, I don't know, they look identical. There's the PK, see this, the PK1 here in my right hand, and then we have the PK2. Looks like that one's pretty well faded over here. Maybe the other brittle had the printing on it. Yes, I can barely read this PK2 here, but this is the PK1, and there's really no way to tell any difference without looking at that printing. They look identical in every way, except for one. The PK2, the cheaper one, the cord going all the way down to the plug, if I can find that, is the single cord, and then it splits it to Y into the individual cords that go up to the earpieces. Now on the PK1, which costs 3 times as much, I got these from Massdrop, $38 and $115, so 3 times the price. This PK1, the difference is it's identical in every way except the cable's 4.75 feet long instead of 4 feet, and the cable or cord is, if we can actually, I don't know if we can actually see this clearly or not, but it's basically, you look at the cord here going up to the ear cups, and you go down to the Y, and you can see that these same 2 cords continue on down. So this just gets split here at the Y into the cords that go to the individual earpieces. But and I put this little bandage on here to show which is left and right by feel, because there's no way to tell without putting a pretty strong light on there and looking at the markers on the earbuds. There's no control box or anything like that. So anyway, the point of this cable being separate all the way down, even though it's kind of glued together, it's still separate cords here, is that if you pulled this plug off here and put something in here for balanced mode, you could actually, I think you could just run this actually in balanced mode if you had the right kind of amp that would do that. You know, in other words, separate left and right channels without a common ground should give better separation and maybe better sound. Who knows? It is a standard mini plug. There's no controls, like I said. And that's pretty much it for the earbud. It's a conventional earbud that's extremely thin and bright. It sells for $150 retail, $115 at mass drop. I had no idea why people buy these things. I just decided I wanted one, and just to find out what it was all about. Now, I'm not afraid to buy this kind of stuff because I've got a lot of experience in equalizers now, so I can generally make these things pretty listenable. But for other people who actually expect to get a hi-fi sound out of this thing that they're paying $115 for, I don't know. Anyway, you get the box, a little sort of fakey wood box here. You get a plastic cylinder that looks like this, and those are those. These are not really ear tips; they're just these little foamy covers, kind of like any earbuds, I guess. Sometimes come with those little foamy covers. These aren't installed, and I've tried to put the foamy covers on there before, and they just split and fall apart. They have to stretch too much. The sound could be affected by the fact that I didn't put put the foamy covers on. It wouldn't be by a lot. They're still going to be awfully bright, I think, for most people. Unless you just like bright sounding headphones. You get a little inspection card here. And the booklets seem to be identical between the PK1 and PK2. It even says PK123 on the booklet. It's just a little fold-out thing. Every single bit of this is Asian characters, which I cannot read any of them. So that's what that is. I guess this means it's directly imported. The PK, probably both of them came with an adapter. The quarter-inch adapter. I don't remember about the PK2, but the PK1 did. So there we got a $115 earbud, the YUIN PK1, and we saw the sound, and so anyway, with my EQ on it and everything else, I think it sounds really great, but the low bass is not there, so and there we go. Thank you.